On this episode of Bite Sized, we are watching and discussing the 68th scene of the movie Twilight. For those of you watching along at home, that's from 150:01 to 153:59. And now, on to the episode. Everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Bite Sized. If this is your first time listening to the show, here's what's going on. My name's Ben. I'm your host. I'm adjusting my mic while I'm talking like I know I'm not supposed to do. Bad boy. I am watching the movie Twilight one scene at a time with a selection of guests every week. I find someone to be on the show. I send them anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes of the movie Twilight, and then we talk about it with little to no other context. Joining me today is a person you've heard a lot of. Sarah Murphy, welcome to Bite Sized.
Hi, I'm back again. You can't get rid of me.
No, you can't. And let's get deep into that because normally I start this interview by talking about your history with the Twilight franchise. But Sarah Murphy, let's talk about your future.
My future with the Twilight franchise.
Because I don't think we've talked about this on air yet.
No.
We've talked about it in episodes that have been recorded that will come out after this.
Yes.
But... hey, we're almost done with the movie Twilight.
We are.
We're about to start the film Twilight New Moon.
We are.
And with that is going to come a big change to the show, The Bite Sized.
It is.
And that is that you, Sarah Murphy, will be joining the show as permanent co-host.
I will be a co-host. The people demanded it. You know, there was a letter writing campaign. People said, "Get her on. I want to hear her yap."
Yeah, people would just write "get her on" on a piece of paper, tie it to a brick, and throw that brick through my window.
Yeah, you've had to replace your glass so many times.
Yeah.
So thank you all for your passion.
Thank you.
Thank you for your creativity.
We really do appreciate that.
But yeah, I'm so excited to be co-host. I feel like I've really dived into the Twilight world in the last few weeks. I'm literally reading a book about Twilight now.
Not the book Twilight.
No, not the book Twilight.
Which is technically a book about
Twilight.
Or
any of the Twilight saga books. No, I am reading a book about the Twilight fandom right now. So I'm doing all my research.
You people, you the listener, there's a book about you.
Yeah, there's a book about you.
Yeah.
But it's mostly about I think it's called Why We Love and Hate Twilight.
Right.
And it's all about the good parts and the bad parts of Twilight and how the fandom has evolved.
Basically.
To love and hate it.
Yeah, sort of the theory of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to be clear to the listener, you know, I've decided to bring on a co-host. I know people don't like it when podcasts make big changes, so I feel the need to explain myself a little bit.
Yeah.
But I realized a good ways into the show that like, I kind of need a co-host. I should be doing something with this. And one of the big driving factors in that was longtime listeners have probably noticed that sometimes the show will go a few weeks to several months without releasing an episode. And there's a number of factors that go into that, but the main one is if the show is just me and a guest and I can't book a guest, I don't have an episode.
Ain't no show.
And so this is a great way to make sure that there will be regularly released episodes for more than a few months at a time.
Oh, yeah.
One of my goals is to basically get through New Moon without missing more than like 1 week here or there.
Oh, I love it.
Let's get into Twilight.
Get into this
the thing
scene.
we're here to talk about. Bella and Edward are at prom and they dance and they talk and they kind of kiss, and then someone's been watching them the whole time.
Surprise.
And that's the episode. No, that's not. That's the scene. That's not the episode. That's it. We're done.
And that's it. Bye, everyone.
What a 4.5 minutes it's been. No, that's the scene. Let's get in to the nitty gritty. It starts kind of meta because you hear the DJ, who I think is Eric. You hear him say, "We're slowing it down."
Yeah, we're slowing it down.
And then
here.
the music does slow down into some Iron and Wine.
Into Iron and Wine's Flightless Bird, American Mouth. Apparently, Kristen Stewart recommended this song for the movie.
Really?
Apparently, they hadn't settled on exactly what the background song was going to be, and she was listening to them on set and was like, hey, this is like what I'm picturing in my head when we're doing this scene. I think maybe you guys should consider it. So Kristen Stewart is the reason for this song.
That makes sense. And, you know, that is, on the one hand, it is kind of accurate that is what sort of high school students would be listening to around 2008. I think of my brother. He had some Iron and Wine on his iPod.
Yeah, I definitely did. A little bit later, probably mid-high school. It's probably 2010, 2011.
Right.
But absolutely this like indie folk vibe was like all I listened to in high school.
It is kind of not a typical prom song, this like sort of indie deep cut. But I guess if they're letting Eric pick the music, sure, whatever.
I went sophomore, junior, and senior year, and I don't remember off the top of my head there being any like slow songs.
Yeah.
Because I think it's mostly just we're going to play high energy music, tire out these teens, and send them home.
Do you think there was also a hidden intent of like, if we play slow music, these kids are going to get ideas?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
we can't let them get too close to one another?
Listen, that's the thing about teens. They will get, if you give them a millimeter, they will take a mile.
That's very true.
You give them the littlest bit of romance, possible horniness, they're taking it and running.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, it might be different because the first 2 times I went to prom, I went with friends. And then senior year, I had a boyfriend. So we... I had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Senior year of high school. And it was the first time anyone had ever asked me to a dance.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Oh my God, it was so sweet. He worked on the school newspaper. And he told me ahead of time that he was working on an article about prom.
Wow.
So then when the newspaper came out, he was driving me home from school and he's like, hey, I got you an early copy of the paper. Read my article. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I support you in everything you do. And at the very, it was like tips on prom. It was like top 10 tips or something. But at the end, it was basically like the last tip was like, create an elaborate ruse to force yourself to write an article about prom so you can use it as an excuse to ask your girlfriend to prom.
Wow.
Sarah Murphy, will you go to prom with me?
That's good.
It was in the school newspaper.
In the paper?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Matt, we're still friends.
Oh, hey.
Matt is great. But it was like so important to me to like get asked to prom because for so long, like I'd never been asked to a dance before.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, teen girl all up in my feelings. I'm unlovable and I'm too tall and no man will ever love me. So it was like, oh my God, someone thinks I'm special.
Right.
I'm worth being asked to prom. This is incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, Bella, I get it. I get all those feelings.
That's beautiful and makes me feel a lot worse about my high school prom experiences.
Is this something we should talk about now?
Yeah. This is sure. I'll embarrass myself on microphone
if you want
I've done it before. I'll do it again.
Yeah. What happened with your proms?
I went to I was homeschooled, so obviously we did not have the standard prom. I knew what prom was.
Yeah.
I just wasn't really aware of a lot of the culture and expectations and sort of, as you say, girls and their feelings around prom.
Yeah, like it's built up as this like huge thing for teen girls.
Yeah,
of like, this is the thing is prom.
I didn't really know that, and no one really told me.
Yeah.
But the sort of closest I had to a traditional prom experience was in high school. Like starting my freshman year of high school, I started taking ballroom dance classes at this studio in my area. This guy and his wife ran a ballroom dance studio, and they decided to start a Friday night dance class aimed at like high school students.
Yeah.
And I did that all throughout high school. It was a ton of fun. I some fantastic times were had. And then my senior year, he decided to throw like a big, basically prom.
Yeah.
Just a big dance party at like some country club, golf club resort place. And it was, mainly intended for his students, but it was sort of opened up to friends of them.
Yeah,
their friends as well. And I also had a girlfriend at the time. We had been dating for like a couple months by the time that dance came around. And much in the way that no one told me sort of prom was a big deal, I really didn't understand at the time that having a girlfriend meant more than just having a friend who was a girl, basically.
Yeah.
There was really very little difference between her and I, the way we hung out before we became official and after we became official. I should also establish that I grew up, as I said, I was homeschooled. This is a very conservative background of mine. And it's not like we went on 1 or 2 dates and then made it official.
Yeah.
I just had this friend and then one day said, would you like to be my girlfriend? We went 0 to girlfriend immediately. So prom, this dance comes around, and I just sort of figure, well, I've got a girlfriend. She's already going to go with me, so I don't need to ask. And I kind of didn't. It was, and it gets worse too a little bit because like I didn't know what a corsage was until I got to the dance. And I saw that every other girl who was there with someone
as one
had like some flowers on their wrist.
And your parents didn't like say anything?
No one at any point.
No one? I feel like parents are supposed to be like the bowling lane bumpers for stuff like this, is to make sure you know what you're supposed to do.
You would think that. We're there at the dance and we walk in and I see like all the other ladies have flowers on their wrists and I could see she is visibly disappointed. And I said like, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was something to the effect of like, I'm sorry I didn't get you a corsage or anything. And she said it was okay, but it wasn't that way that you could tell it was not okay.
What else are you supposed to say in that moment that's not going to make it worse?
Anyway, we lasted maybe 3-4 weeks after that.
Yeah.
So I feel like we just talked for 8 minutes about how bad I am at prom.
The prom is like the main focus of
it's
this.
the whole thing of this.
I will say, now maybe I just went to a different school. Maybe they do it different in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
I noticed that every girl in this scene is wearing some kind of a shawl.
Yeah.
Bella has a cardigan on.
Yeah.
With her prom dress.
A lot of wraps.
It's really giving like Stephanie Meyer's Mormon background right now. Of like, you can't show shoulder. That is scandalous.
See, to me, it's giving Halloween in Chicago, where you have a little child dressed as Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's also wearing a winter jacket because it is cold.
That is fair.
Like all these prom dresses these ladies are wearing have exposed shoulders.
Yeah.
And it is still springtime in the Pacific Northwest. It could be a little chilly.
That's fair.
So you need a mink stole or something. Edward takes Bella to a gazebo.
Yeah.
A lot of fairy lights.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
It is very pretty,
whoever did it, some student council member or some student volunteer who did this, looks fantastic.
I assumed this was the venue.
Oh. Wait, are they not at the school?
No, they are at an outside venue.
Oh.
Yeah. They leave those lights set up year-round for events.
Oh, that makes sense. No, yeah, proms can happen at school or not at school. In my head, I was like, oh, they just like went all out for prom and like rented a gazebo.
That would be crazy if that's what their school
Well,
looked like.
listen, that's what my tax dollars are going towards.
I guess
is teens making out in a gazebo.
Gazebos, yeah. Speaking of teens, there's 2 couples already out in the gazebo.
They are. They're dancing, and then they just say, yeah, we're good now.
Right.
And we will leave.
Yeah, because Edward and Bella walk in, and I can't decide. I have one of 2 explanations for them leaving.
Yeah.
Explanation number 1 is they realize, the main characters are here. We need to leave now.
Yeah, we're NPCs. We got to go.
Exactly. We are not paid to speak. Or 2, they're not talking, these couples. They're just very quietly dancing, and the music is also very quiet because it's like playing from the building and just sort of atmospherically you can sort of, in the fiction of the film,
very
there are
diegetic.
no speakers out there. Exactly. And so Edward and Bella come out to this gazebo where 2 couples are dancing in what is close to silence and just start having a full conversation. And so these other 2 couples are like, well, the vibe's been killed.
Yeah, the vibe has been killed. Why don't we go back inside where no one can have a conversation?
Shall we?
You're serious?
Oh, why not?
Edward picks up Bella so that she's standing on his feet. They dance.
think this is so weird.
I
think this is so incredibly weird. This is such a paternal thing to do.
Yes.
It's giving daddy-daughter in a way that I don't like.
See, you're dancing.
At prom.
Like, I get that, she's smaller than him and she has her injured foot or whatever.
But she's got a boot on. It's not like she can't walk.
Yeah. And like, this has got to be in some way more awkward for her.
Oh, I'm sure.
To have to try to balance on his feet. And then he can't really move his feet very far apart.
No, it just seems like a bad experience for everyone. I feel like everybody at school is going to talk the next day of, did you guys see them daddy-daughter dancing in the gazebo?
Definitely.
What fucking freaks.
We were out there dancing and they just came and started having a full conversation until we all left.
Maybe that's why they left, is to go tell everybody, guys, they're doing weird shit in the gazebo.
Yeah.
You guys have to check this out.
That is kind of valid because the Cullens do kind of have that reputation in the school already.
Yeah.
Like they do have their own lunch table and all the other students are like, oh, they're weird, and also everyone thinks they're hot, but we don't really talk to them.
Yeah.
And so it is possible those other two couples were like, shit, a Cullen's here. Let's get out of
we
here.
gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
I don't want to be involved in his business.
Especially his weird daddy-daughter dance business for the prom.
Yeah.
It's just, especially for, I don't know, Bella didn't want to go to prom.
No.
So this really feels like a no, I am going to make you dance. See?
And that's,
look, we're having fun.
Yeah,
this is good.
That's sort of their story with prom is that Edward is like, Bella doesn't want to go, but Edward basically makes her go to have a normal human experience before she gets turned into a vamp
She's
or whatever.
Like, I don't want human experiences. I want vampire experiences.
Right.
Give it to me.
Edward, why did you save me? You just let the venom spread. I could be like you right now.
You don't know what you're saying. You don't want this.
I want you. Always.
And that's sort of the whole of their relationship, is Bella very clearly stating to him that she wants something. And Edward's like, no, actually, I know what you need. I'm going to make sure that you do that. And that's why he lifts her up onto his feet, because like, no, you're going to dance at prom and I'm going to make you dance whether you want to or not.
She's like a little puppet.
I know.
My God.
She doesn't she needs to understand that she has agency. And if she doesn't want to go to prom, she doesn't have to. And if she doesn't want to dance at the prom she doesn't want to go to, she also doesn't have to do that.
She could do literally whatever she wants.
She could go stand by one of those tables out by the gazebo that no one is at. There are like 7 or 8 standing tables that are completely empty.
People ran out of shawls. They couldn't go outside.
Yeah, I guess so. But there's not even like any plates or cups of punch or anything. This whole outside area of the prom is just completely abandoned. Bella asks why Edward saved her life and stuck to the venom out instead of letting her become a vampire. And Edward says, you don't know what you're saying. You don't want this.
You don't want this.
Just gaslighting.
He hates being a vampire.
Yeah.
He hates himself so much.
He really does.
I mean, I guess there is a sort of sense of protection there of like, hey, listen, being a vampire has made me feel all these bad, god-awful ways.
Right.
I care about you and I don't want to see you get hurt. Even if it's like, okay, yeah, like it's her decision to make of what she does or doesn't want. But again, it's that kind of paternal thing of like, no, I have life experience. I'm here to impart wisdom on you,
right.
you young woman. Even though I'm stunted at the age of 17, I'm very wise.
It's my job to like shepherd you through adolescence.
Yeah, because I've been in high school for 100 years.
And also I want to make sure you have the life experiences that I never had, which is weird in its own way.
It is weird in its own way, because it's like, okay, well, you can't live vicariously through somebody else.
Right.
Oh God, it's giving like a weird like toddlers and tiaras-esque thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't be the pageant queen, so my baby's gonna be pageant queen. I couldn't go to the prom, so my baby's gonna go to the prom.
Yeah, that's basically.
Oh, no.
But like he's doing this to someone that basically everyone sort of knows they're going to get married.
Yeah.
And so it is very weird that he's like, if you're going to be my wife, I want to make sure you're the kind of wife I want.
And the kind of wife I want goes to prom.
Right. Yeah. It's just, the more you think about it, the worse it gets.
Yeah. Like, Edward, I'm sure it's coming from a genuine place of, like, concern.
Right.
But there's just too many other red flags to go, buddy, you gotta stop.
Right. And
you gotta stop, my man.
Yeah, you need to understand that, like, you're not her father.
No.
You don't get to make these sort of, it's not your place to guide her through life choices like this.
Yeah, you're literally just a guy.
Right.
Okay?
Even assuming you do at some point become her husband, like, I have a wife. I don't make decisions for her like that.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't for my wife either.
Right. Even if I were to see her have an opportunity that I feel like I messed up in my past, I wouldn't be like, no, I'm forcing you to do this. Now stand on my feet.
You have to stand on my feet if you're going to do it, okay? Take your driver's test standing on my feet.
Stand on my feet.
I'm not gonna end your life for you.
I'm dying. Already. Every second I get closer. Older.
It's the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, one, dramatic teenage girl.
So
shit.
dramatic.
Number two, though, I think this is a real genuine concern that is instilled in a lot of women from a young age.
Sure.
Of like, you are the most valuable when you are young.
Right.
Like your youth is the most important quality about you.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the idea of like even being a few years, even like 19 to Bedward's 19 to Edward 17. She's like, I'm ancient, I'm decrepit, I'm
an old
past my
maid.
prime.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is like a chart that came from like some OkCupid data that I looked up for this. It's like based on OkCupid profiles, like what age each like gender at each age finds the most attractive.
Yeah.
So for women, it's the older they get, the older the men they find attractive
Right.
get. So like a 30-year-old woman finds like a 35-year-old man most attractive.
Sure.
40 finds like a 44, etc. For men between the ages of 20 and 50, it never goes above 24.
Interesting.
All men per this data,
Sure.
20 is the most is the mode. It is the most common
Right.
age, but the highest it gets is 24.
Now, do you think, I mean, this is, I assume, the result of a survey, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I think you'd also have to assume a lot of guys chose 20 because that's the lowest age you can pick without feeling like a creep. That's the first age that doesn't end with a teen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think it's something that's kind of instilled in women from a young age of like, your youth is incredibly important. So I'm sure the idea of like, I get to stay this young forever. I get to stay young and beautiful and turn into a hot vampire. It's like, yeah, give me that fucking juice now.
Right. And it is something that is certainly appealing when you are that age.
Exactly. But if I had to go back now, it's like, Sarah, do you want to stay your 17-year-old self till the end of time? Absolutely the fuck not. What an idiot she was. She doesn't know anything. She's a baby.
Also, look at that boy. I don't want to look like that for the rest of my life.
No.
I'm going to find a picture of me from when I was 17.
Oh my God. Wait, I want to find a picture of me from when I was baby.
I mean, for starters, I have a large beard but I could not grow a beard at the age of 17.
Oh.
So like strike one right there. Why would I want to do that?
This is a photo of me at prom my like sophomore year.
Right.
Because my friend was supposed to go with someone and she got dumped right before. And she was like new to the school. And I was like, hey, listen, why don't you just take me?
Yeah.
We'll just go and have fun. You know, like you're new here. I don't want you to have like a bad time. But like I'm baby.
Right.
I'm such a little tiny baby in this picture. I have such a round little face.
Here's a picture of me and the not prom date I told you about.
God.
And I think if you look close enough, I don't want to look like that little cherub of a boy with those big.
I mean this with nothing but love. You do look like a cherub.
Yeah. I think also if you look close enough at my date, you can see the disappointment in her eyes that she doesn't have a corsage.
Yeah, it's that crossed arm.
It's the crossed arm,
there.
the way she's hiding the arm that would normally have a corsage on it.
Oh, baby.
And this is why I would absolutely not want to be stuck at that age.
Yeah, because I didn't know anything
I didn't
then.
know nothing.
I didn't have a frontal lobe then.
No, no one in my life was telling me what a corsage was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get it on the one hand, like I want to be young and beautiful forever. At the same time, being 17, 18 forever?
Yeah.
God, no.
No.
That's the last thing I would want. Maybe now at this point in my life, I'd be like, yeah, freeze me at 30.
Sure. Like
30's great.
Yeah. I'm 32 now. Sure. I could stick with this. If I had to pick, I don't know, maybe 29, but definitely around the age I am now. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Why didn't anyone in Bella's life tell her, hey, your 30s are going to be great.
Right.
Okay. Your 20s are about figuring it out, Bella, and you still haven't figured it out. But I don't think she would have listened.
Exactly. No, definitely not.
Alice said that she saw me like you. I heard her.
Her visions change.
Yeah, based on what people decide.
Which really makes me wonder, what's the point of having those visions?
Yeah.
It sounds like she's just imagining things, and I can do that. We all have the power to see a future that may or may not happen.
May or may not happen. Oh my God, wait, that's so funny. I didn't even consider that. I could just claim anything as a vision because it could or couldn't happen.
May or may not happen,
like,
depending on the decisions of other people.
Versus like, do her visions really change that much?
I don't know.
What we've seen, I can't think off the top of my head. I know that like people misinterpret them. Like I know in New Moon, we'll get into it later. Like Alice sees Bella like jumping off a cliff and is like, oh my God, she's dying. And it's like, she's just like,
and like
hanging out with Jacob or something.
The only vision that we have seen her see in Twilight so far is when they're at the hotel in Phoenix and she has the vision of the ballet studio.
Yeah.
But it's because she has that vision that Bella says, I know where that is, and then decides to go to the ballet studio.
Yes.
If she hadn't had that vision, Bella may have never gone to the ballet studio.
Yeah, I mean, she could have just picked anywhere in the world. Man, that guy's at the largest ball of yarn in the U.S.
Oh, man.
Bella, you gotta go.
He's in the bathroom of this hotel room right now. You should get in there so we could lock the doors.
Yeah. What a dumb power.
Yeah.
If it's just, I have visions that will ultimately change because human nature is choice and decision.
Right. I can see the future. Maybe.
An unguaranteed future.
Yeah.
Give me my money back.
They have a good long talk. Ella, that's their celebrity name.
Hey.
Bella gets dipped by Edward, and he sort of slowly moves towards her neck, and he gives her a little kiss. And they dance and they kiss and whatever, and the camera spins around them a lot. And then we hear the last line of this movie, appropriate that we had you for the opening and closing Bella voiceover.
No one will surrender tonight. But I won't give in. I know what I want.
What a weirdly insightful thing, but what a weird thing to say. No one will surrender tonight.
Yeah.
But I won't give in.
Yeah.
Who is surrender? What?
I guess it's just Edward won't surrender and turn her into a vampire, and Bella won't surrender and decide to not to be a vampire.
What a weird thing to say.
Yeah, and then we zoom out and we see that Victoria is watching them from the second story of this building where they're having prom.
And she's all dressed up.
She is in prom wear too.
She is in full prom attire. My guess would be that she's trying to act as like a chaperone to the dance.
Even though they would all know.
Well,
like Forks High School, not a big high school.
Sometimes there would be like parent chaperones at some dances. So like my guess would be maybe somebody would assume they're just somebody's mom.
Right.
Or like an older sibling or something that
I guess.
I don't know why an older sibling would volunteer to go to the prom. It's very camp.
It is.
To be like, I'm gonna stalk you and I'm gonna dress up for the prom when I do it in this red dress because I'm Victoria and my hair's red. So everything about me is red.
I think that's really all there is to it because like if she came in through the front door with all the other students, someone would be like, hey, you're not one of my 12 classmates.
Yeah, you don't go
Who
here.
is this lady?
Yeah.
So I think she just like snuck in. You know, she could use her vampire powers to run and jump in, you know, maybe before everyone got there. And I guess she wore a prom dress just because it's prom and that's what you do. And she just wanted to dress up because it would be fun.
Do you think she got to go to prom?
I don't think she ever got to go to prom.
Oh my God. So maybe this is like a dual purpose. She's got to stalk Edward and Bella, whatever. But she want to go to the prom.
Poor Victoria.
Oh, Victoria.
Anyway, that's how the scene ends.
It's an interesting end to the movie.
Yeah. It's a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's she gonna do next? Is Edward gonna turn her into a vampire?
Right. It's very sensual.
It is.
With the slow neck kissing.
He really makes a point to draw it out, and Bella looks so ready, and he's just smooch.
Right. And that's
Neil smooch.
Pretty much all as hot and heavy as it's going to get.
Yeah,
at least until Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Yeah,
when they're married as God intended.
Yeah, because now we can have sex because in the eyes of the Lord we are unified.
Yeah, exactly. Let's wrap this up the way we always wrap things up. If you had to give this episode a name, what would it be? And this is going to be the name of the episode.
Yeah, it is.
And,
it is.
You're going to be co-host of the show, which means if we don't have a guest, it's probably just going to be you every time now.
It's going to be me.
That's good because you give good names.
Oh, damn. Okay, we got Flameless Birds. We got Paternal Dancing. We got Prom. Okay, yeah. The title's going to be Gettin' Paternal at the Prom.
Getting Paternal at the Prom. I love it.
Thank you.
Sarah Murphy, while I type that out, where can people follow you or see you do shows or, learn more just about sort of who Sarah Murphy is?
Yeah, who the fuck is this new person?
Who's this lady thinks she is?
Who's this lady yapping
You're
on
not
this
my
microphone?
mom.
What?
Podcast Dad's got a new girlfriend.
You can find me on most social media platforms at Oops All Smurf. I can also be found right now at the Second City on Tuesdays with my improv group Swiped. We do improvised heists in the style of Ocean's 11. We're there Tuesdays at 9:30. 8:30.
How long does that run?
Well, we're hoping to get another one, so we'll see. By the time this comes out
in mid to late August,
our run might be over. So hey, you know what? Just look up Swiped Improv. See where we are. We could be anywhere. We could be at a high school prom.
It's true.
Who knows?
If you want to follow the show on social media, you can do so at bitesizedpod_ on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I think we're _ there too. Or just bitesizedpod, no _ on Tumblr, because I hate consistency. If you want to send an email to the show, you can send an email to my favorite Twilight podcast at gmail.com. All that information and more available at twilightpodcast.com, a website I have not updated in a long time, but probably will around the time New Moon comes out.
Let's go.
I just need to do just sort of a whole makeover to bite-sized online presence.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that later. Thank you to the band Swimwear Department for letting me use their song Mauled to Death as our theme. Thank you to Ben Oksher for putting this show together and making it sound good. That is it. That is all we have for today. As we always say at the end of every episode,
always get her a corsage.
Always get her a corsage, Ben, in 2010.
Come on, Ben.
How did you not know this?
Ben!
Idiot.
Yeah, no, I can't even say that. You're my friend. You meant so well.
See you next time.
Bye! I lost my train of thought again.
That's fine.
You know what? That's the magic of podcasts, is that sometimes you just stop talking.
Yeah.
And then it's just cut out.
Right, exactly. You're welcome, Ben, for providing a clean edit
Oh
point
my God,
there.
Ben, I love you so much.
I have
Ben Oksher, you're incredible and I love you.